Welcome back to the Pursuit of Accuracy. I'm Josh, and today we are on a little bit of a mission to discover what happens to a .22 long rifle bullet when you put it in a takeoff barrel, put it out at 94 yards, and shoot it with another .22 long rifle. So the first thing we want to find out is, can we actually make the cartridge go off? Will it have enough pressure to make that actually exit the barrel? And if it does, we're going to put a playing card up behind it to see if we can split that playing card. And number three, we kind of want to see what's going on. How much is it engraving it with the rifling? Do different bullet types kind of do different things? So we're going to test some Eley 10X. We're going to be shooting it with the Eley 10X out of the Voodoo rifle, but we may try some SK rifle match if we're successful at being able to ignite these, because it might just blow the cartridge like completely up. So hopefully we're going to answer all those questions today and have a little bit of fun doing it. All right, so I'm going to fire up the scope cam so you guys can see what I can see. Oh, uh-oh. I hit the barrel. Okay, I've hit the barrel twice. All right, so the first time, no go. I'm gonna go down there and look at the footage and see what's going on and reset it up. So, looked at the footage, it's hard to tell. I'll bring this to you. This is the barrel, but there is brass and a complete obstruction. So we're gonna take a cleaning rod and hopefully we're gonna rod this sucker out. Oh, fail on my part. So there we have our .22 that didn't make it through and a piece of brass that came out. Souvenir for you, Chris. Here is the piece of brass, and you see here, this would be where the primer side would be. The barrel obstruction is clear, so let's do it again. We're gonna try for round two. The barrel's set back up, playing card is back in place. See what we can do. Well, I think I hit it pretty central again. Oh, I see it. It's almost there. Here we have the back of number two, the bullet of number two, which is, you know, just engaged in the barrel. But in the back, we did have a considerable large piece of lead from the round that set it off. Chris noticed something interesting, and I'll have a picture up, but if you look at a normal EPS style bullet, it is more narrow. It's got a bigger taper. After the round's been fired, it becomes bigger on the nose. So it doesn't actually retain its original shape. So just out of curiosity, we're gonna shoot an SK rifle match bullet. This is gonna go in the barrel next, and we're gonna see if it does the same thing. Goes from a round nose to kind of like a bigger, broader, like typical, more like pistol kind of slug looking deal.
Yeah, and just as a note, if you look at your bullet, the actual projectile, the unfired one is, you know, right around the diameter of the bore. So, however,
Yeah.
at your what do you call those? The jam rings? Or
Yeah, driving bands.
Driving bands, yeah. So at the driving bands, that's your largest OD.
Yeah.
Well, and then the rest of the bullet is tapered. Well, now, once fired, 2/3 of your bullet is the full diameter, the ID of your barrel.
Okay, so I moved the downrange camera, as you're looking at right now, to try and catch maybe that bullet on the way and what it's doing at the barrel. Not going to shoot any siders. Famous last words. Let's see if we can get lucky. Is the SK the magic bullet? Ooh, that one, okay. That was high. Hit the barrel. Hit the barrel. Hit the barrel on the left. There it is. So in the wind, it's kind of hitting all around the barrel, but we did get it to go off. So let's see if it did the same thing. Let's see what that SK bullet looks like after it's been fired. So we got the barrel back. We shot the SK this time, but this time we are gonna bore scope this guy and see what we can see, how far it will go. It's in the breech.
Back up. All right, so
there's the chamber.
yeah.
So we're in the chamber. Oh, that thing's been taking a beating. We're in the rifling. Look at all this stuff in there. So I think, oh, we're still going. There's a lot of what looks like brass debris.
That's priming compound.
Oh, and now I'm hitting something.
That must be the bullet.
So, no sign yet of the cartridge, but we went that far in to the barrel before we hit an obstruction. So we're gonna go in from the front. All right, so there's our crown. Oh, that's looking like a specimen. Pretty clean on this end. And we have stopped, so I'm going to mark it with my fingers. And we went this far, which would be,
Your bullet's here.
yeah, so our bullet's roughly in here as far as the barrel. So it traveled pretty far. This was like a pistol barrel. Let's get this out of here and let's see if the SK rifle match deformed in a similar way as the Eley. And now when I'm saying deformed, I'm not meaning in a bad way. I'm sure this is designed to do this so that it seals. Be interesting to see if there is any, oh, okay. So, there is absolutely no cartridge to speak of.
It ejected. It evacuated.
It might have shot back. Maybe we'll see that on the downrange camera. There is literally just like some dust. The back of the bullet took a little bit of a beating. The round nose is exactly the same.
It's completely intact.
It's 100% not changed. So the Eley expands almost like 90% of this bullet expands and seals against the lands and grooves. And just the tip remains its little EPS flat tip point. The SK doesn't look like anything.
I wonder if that has something to do with the brass still not being there, or if it lost too much pressure.
I don't know, because I think this traveled as far or further than the other bullets. I mean, it made it 6-7 inches in the barrel.
Yeah.
It's just weird that this does not. And like I said, I'll take some close-up pictures so you can look at the unfired round versus the rounds we fired from 94 yards away. But, yeah, so can you shoot a .22 long rifle out of a .22 long rifle barrel at 94 yards? I don't think so. We're 0 for 3 on that. Get about 6-7 inches in the barrel. So we know it won't fire, but we did discover that the bullets deform much differently. So the Eley 10X, this EPS style bullet, it for 90% of the bullet, it expands and seals that whole barrel. It retains its EPS tip, which is what I think is giving its BC, but the rest of it expands and seals. And then on the SK rifle match, it basically kept its exact same shape and design. You know, this isn't like, you know, totally scientific results, but they're, you know, easily slugged out. We're not deforming them, so it's pretty indicative of what they're going to do when they're fired. Obviously, there's going to be a little more pressure behind them when we have a bolt holding them in place. But I appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you on the next one.